Welcome to Learning Plan 8, Addiction Pharmacotherapy. In this learning plan, we're going to take a look at medication-assisted treatment of substance use disorders. This is kind of a controversial subject, and it's hard for some people to understand why you would take a medication to help you get off a drug of your drug of choice, such as heroin. I'd say in the central Wisconsin area, the number one drug that people use medication-assisted treatment for is to get off heroin. There's going to be a link if you look on your checklist for Learning Plan 8. There's a link for SAMHSA medication-assisted treatment. Read through that because there's a lot of great information. And there's a lot of grant money going toward medication-assisted treatment because there's a good evidence base that it really works to help people get off their addiction if utilized properly, and that the medication is titrated down. So you're going to be reading Chapter 11, Addiction Pharmacotherapy, and you'll be listening to your lecture as well as utilizing your PowerPoint, reading SAMHSA medication-assisted treatment, and listening to your diagnosis paper explained. You're going to, for Learning Plan 8, you're going to be completing your movie diagnosis paper, and you should be working on your Al-Anon paper, which is due during the next learning plan. So let's talk about your diagnosis paper. Okay, for your diagnosis paper, you're going to be using your DSM-5 to diagnose your movie character. So it needs a cover page. It should be 2 to 3 pages, including the first cover page. Don't spend time telling the plot. I've had people turn in just the plot without really diagnosing. I'm familiar with probably most of the movies you would have watched. You choose from 2 unless you get it approved by me, so you're going to be just talking a little bit. In the AODA field, we do a lot of brief assessments, and this is one of them. So the format, you're going to describe your character briefly, name, age, description of the problem. And yeah, you can do it in a few sentences. So don't make that long because really this is about the diagnosis. So consult the DSM. Does your character have an alcohol use disorder? You would look under, alcohol use disorder in the DSM, and I need all of the exact criteria that apply to that person. So you're not just going to say alcohol use disorder. You are going to either copy paste from the internet or you are going to type in all of the criteria that match. You need all of them. That tells what your exact diagnosis is, and then you have to answer also why. You have to go through the symptoms, analyze your movie character's behavior in light of it, look at the behavior. Why did you decide that symptom fit your character? And it also says diagnose the process of diagnosing. Was it easy? Was it difficult? What could you do in the future to increase your competence in diagnosing, as this can be a challenge for many in the substance use field. So the DSM reference at the end of the paper should be APA formatted. Yes, you need your reference. You're using your book and perhaps other resources. So let's look at the rubric. For this assignment, you know exactly how I'm going to be graded, and it's a 25-point assignment. So go through it. Most of your assignments have a rubric, so you know exactly what you're to do. And please email me if you have questions. I hope you enjoyed this learning plan.